Hello and welcome everyone to today's webinar session that is about memoQ editor. My name is Helga Szabó. I am part of the digital marketing team here at memoQ, and I'm going to be the host of today's webinar. And now, let me introduce our lovely presenter today, Luz, who is now a solution engineer here at memoQ. But with over 20 years of experience in the translation industry, Luz has worked across roles, countries, and tools. Her choice was memoQ since 2009, but the industry had for use several translation environments, only to bring her back to her personal favorite. A proud solution engineer since 2022, her main role is presenting memoQ to prospects, assessing their workflows, and delivering customized training to clients. Luz, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Helga. It's so nice to be here. Finally, I was remembering yesterday that when we started thinking of this webinar, we were back in September walking the streets in Budapest. So I am very, very happy to be here finally with you. Okay, so let me share my screen. Thanks for that nice presentation. Let me just share my screen. And here you go. Would you please confirm that you can see my PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, we can see. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. Now that I said hi, let's focus on our start today, the memoQ editor. So here we go. Let me share some agenda first so that we can see what we will do. Just there it is. Okay, so we will take a look at different memoQ versions so that we can see what we can do today, the memoQ editor today. It's version 12.0 and it's available now. Then we will take a look at the memoQ editor of tomorrow, basically 12.1, and it will be available at the beginning of 2026. And then I will allow you to see, I will share with you a sneak peek of the memoQ editor the day after tomorrow. So 12.2 or later, that will be available on the first half of 2026. So we will see those 3 points in time, and we will do a translation task together. So I will do, as you may have already guessed by my accent, or you may already know, I am Mexican. And so I will be doing a translation from English into Spanish in memoQ editor. So we will start by 12.0, as you can see, and I will access, before, let's remember, just for the sake of the exercise, that usually we get an email, right, saying all the details of our task. We have the task details here. We have the server URL. We have our credentials, and we also have the details of, the due date and so on, as you can see here. So let's get started. Let's dig right in. Let me just access. And here we go. So I will go to my translation tasks and I will start the translation. There it is. The first thing we can see is my task details. So I can see my, sorry, I'm losing my voice, my task information. We can see the project name, the document name. So all the details that are important for me, for example, the deadline. We can also see the project information. So if you know memoQ, well, these are the metadata. And we also have the task rules. And I want to call your attention here. This is the first new parts that we can see. You can export the translated document. Yay! Finally. So as you can see here, we have a yes. It says, what that means is project managers can also restrain access to that possibility to export the documents. And we can also see the project resources. So you will be able to see that this time I have a working translation memory, a working master translation memory, and a reference translation memory. I could also see my term base and my LabDocs corpora. So I got it. Now, if I forget about those details, I can always come to the help section here and I will find them here. That also reminds me, before we get started, that if you're already testing and you want to switch back to the previous editor, you can do it here on the help, just to remind you of that. Okay, and now let's start looking at the interface. As you can see, it's a lean interface. It's a very clear interface. I've been intensively working with it, and I would like to highlight the balance between everything that we need, but also something that is clear, that is clean, and that is nice to our eye. Because as translators, usually we spend a lot of hours using these tools, and if they are too crowded, it gets tiring. Now, one important thing to notice as well is that memoQ has been doing a lot of effort towards accessibility. And what I want to share here is that we have, as you can see, very clean, very clear defined areas that are called landmarks. Landmarks are basically logical regions of the websites. And we can see here that we have the banner area. We also have the navigation bar. We have the main area where we will work at here. We also have the details area, and we have the sidebar. So those 5 areas are there, and I'm mentioning this. It is super important to accessibility because this is how screen readers will be able to locate information. Let's also remember that accessibility is, as my dear colleague Christy says, essential for some, but important for all. It's not only for the blind, but also for people with different vision disabilities. So, yeah, and now that we're looking at here, let's start by looking at, well, the different sections. As you can see, we will have the translation results that we will start looking at in a second. We also have the possibility to focus on row. That basically means that we will see all the information for the row. So we will see the translation results. We can also see if there are comments, and we can see the issues as well. But maybe I want to take a look at the issues first. I want to just take a look at the problematic segments at once. And so I can come to this Q&A part here. So as you can see, we would see all the issues ordered in rows. Now, we also have the comments. Maybe we want to take a look at the comments. This is very useful for reviewers because if they are checking a translation, they may want to see if the translators left comments for them. We will also explore the concordance bar, but we will see that in a second. And we also have the reference files here. As you can see, we have quite some there already that can be downloaded. Now, as you can see, this is comfortable, at least to me. And one other thing I'd like to show you is the pop-outs. You can pop everything out. Let me show you that this is already a floating window that I can just move to my other screen. And I could do this with this one as well. This is very comfortable to me. As you can imagine, I have different screens. I have 3 screens. And so I really can decide how I want to use memoQ and how to put the interface in my computer. Now, talking about comfort, well, we could also come to this, to the tools section. And here in settings, we will be able to see something that will make people very happy today, hopefully, the dark mode. So let's apply it. And there it is. So as you can see, it's there for you. It's something that has been really requested and is very popular. So it's there for you. I personally don't use it. And let me just switch it off because to me, this is a bit distracting. It's a matter of a habit, I guess. So I can change it to system. System means basically a reset to default as well. And let's apply it. There we go. Now I lost my windows, and you may think, well, what should we do now? there are different ways to put them back together. So we can use this pop-in button. We can close them and they will be back immediately. But if you want to call all your children home, as my colleague Schultz would put it, you can come here and click on default layout, and they will be all back together. So as you can see, this is really, really comfortable. I can decide how I want to put the layout. I have now a say on how I want to work. And well, I will start translating. Let's take a look at what we have here. We have, well, the source and the target, as you can see, and we have some buttons at the segment level. We have the comments. We have auto propagation that we will see in a second. We have our typical QA warning here. We will be able to see the status, and that's that. So let me start translating. I have some things already prepared here so that we won't take too much time there. Let me just paste this. And well, our segment changed colors, as you know. We can also see different things there. We can see some tags. So what we can do now, and this is something new, and I am very happy about it. I find this very, very useful. I can select the term and I can click on tag, copy next tag sequence, and the tags will be placed around the term, as you can see. Okay. Now let's confirm our segment the way I always do with my keyboard, Control Enter, and there we go. Now, what I may want to do is also check some terms. So let's go to concordance and let's see what happens with concordance. You can see it's here. By the way, I can also call it with Control K. This is something that I discovered today. I clicked on my keyboard and Control K, but you can always come to the sidebar as well. And well, we can search in the source. We can use auto detect or in the target. So let's go and see how we have translated memoQ editor. There we go. And well, we can see several things. We can see that we will be able to expand this window to see the metadata. And we can collapse it again. And we can click on the settings as well to decide what we want to see. So as we can see, we can match the exact word order. We can decide the matching. We can also decide how we want to see the tags. Maybe if you are checking other segments, you want to compare what happened with tags. You can also search in different project resources. So maybe I don't want to use a reference translation memory for this, or maybe I do. And I can also sort by. This is something very useful and new. You can select latest changes first or oldest, or by alphabetical order or reverse alphabetical order. There we go. We can also sort by priority. So selecting the translation memories first to be able to see them at the top, or lightbox first, or treat them both equally by clicking on off. Okay. So as you can see, it is really useful. You have already quite some options. And one more important thing is that memoQ is storing your preferences. So once that you put them there, next time memoQ will remember. Okay, now let's go to the next segment. Let me just paste the translation so that we can also complete it. There we go. And here, maybe one thing that I would like to do is add the term. So what I can do is select the target, select the source, and here I can come to tools and I can click on add terms now. And by the way, you will also have the shortcuts there. Okay, and so if I come back, I will be able to see, well, my translation results now show add term. Okay, good. Now let's go to segment number 3. As you can see, we have some formatting there. So let me just copy paste this translation. And here, what we can do is select the word and see that we have the basic formatting that you know. I'm doing two things at once. So there we go. I can select it. And of course, well, in this case, I do have the capital letters, but I could just come and use the toggle case. Perfect. Now I will confirm my segment. Now, segment number 4, I also want to show you this. This is also very useful to me. Well, you know that we, as translators, well, we need to see the non-printing characters, because what happens if I do this? I could lose the spaces. Of course, memoQ will mark the the quality error, but I can also come and display the non-printing characters so that I can also check for those and remove them as I go. There we go. Let's confirm. Now, here I wanted to show you so that we can compare with later versions. We don't have join and split just yet. It is coming and we will be able to see it. But here, for now, I will just cut and put the rest here. There we go. Now, one important thing to notice is the compare window. We can see that we have we have the compare window here, so you can use it. There are some other things that I can say there. If I also hide the metadata here, we will also be able to see that, well, we have already our result. So we are getting more and more information. This, and well, we have one segment that was auto-propagated. You may notice that this became bolded, this tiny button here became bolded, and this means auto-propagation. One thing I like is that, as memoQ is letting us know, we can double-click to turn it off. Maybe I want to turn it off because this is, the previous was a header, and this being the body of the documents, maybe they should not be translated the same way, but maybe they do. And so I can switch it back and back on. Of course, we can come to the tools and we can, to the help, and we can, to the tools and see the settings and work with autocorrect and auto-propagation. And we can also see here that we could switch auto-propagation on and off, but I don't even need to. This is the main point. I don't even need to, because I can turn it on and off directly here. Okay, now let's go to the next segment. Of course, I can copy source to target, but let me do it this way to remind you of this feature that I like. I like the possibility to put the tags where they belong with just one click. Okay, so let's confirm now. And now the next two segments, as you can see, should stay the same. So what I can do, I will use my keyboard now. Well, I could select several with my mouse, but I want to show you that with the keyboard, I am using Shift and I am using down arrow to be able to select several segments. And now I can click on Control Shift S to copy source to target. I want to overwrite them. And there we go. Now, once again, I can use Shift down arrow, and now I can confirm both segments. And yes, I want to confirm them. So my point here is, it's really comfortable, the interface, but also the keyboard, using the keyboard is getting more and more comfortable. Okay. And now we have some segments I want to show you here that we can use pre-translate. This, as you can imagine, is one of the features that was requested over and over again, and we have it now. Here, you will be able to, well, recognize the options. We can decide if we want to use the document or the selected rows. Actually, I made a mistake and those are selected, but I will use the document. And I can also decide the lookup. So this time, I don't want exact TM or corpus match. I want to populate any match that will be found. And I want to select the translation memory the working translation memory and the reference translation memory, but I can decide quickly if not. I could also add more resources. If you have a LiveDocs alignment, it could also be here. And yeah, you can also confirm and lock. So as you can see, we have everything that you need. I will pre-translate now. And there we go. So as you can see, we have our blue segments showing that this was pre-translated. Okay, so let me just once again select several segments up. There we go. And let me confirm them all. And yes, I want to confirm them. Okay, so now I am done with my translation. And I may want to check some other things. Well, I want to show you that version 12 already introduces filtering options that we can see here. So let me show you. Let's look for memoQ. Well, we will be able to see all the segments, any match that contains memoQ. But maybe I want to use case sensitivity as well to find the cases where I may have left a lowercase q. Okay, no, I didn't make that mistake. This is correct. But maybe I want to only see the words that match. This will also be there because it's between, let me clear the filters and let me put it again. There we go. And we can see memoQ, and well, I don't have any with the entire segment, only saying memoQ. So that is for the filters. Of course, when we translate, usually we do a final QA check. So let me show you, let's go here. And we can see the checks. One thing that I like about this is that you can, you will see the descriptions of the errors, but you can ignore them. Maybe if you notice that you made a mistake and that actually this is something that needs to be checked, you can restore them. And you can ignore you can batch ignore the issues. So as you can see here, well, we could use a description or the code and warning type, which is the only one available now. So I can ignore them. I could restore them as well, but maybe what I want to do now is, well, I think I made a mistake. So I want to check, I want to change my filters. And this time I only want to see the ones that I had ignored per row. So let's see. Okay, now I only see the one that I ignored, so I can restore it. And there we go. Now we don't have any issues that we ignored, but I can see them all now. And we will be able to see everything once again. Okay, and before we export, one thing that I missed, well, as we can see, we already have quite some information. We can collapse it, but not here. Concordance. Just a second. Yes. When you are in the concordance section looking for, in our case, memoQ editor, you may also need certain information. We already saw that we can hide the metadata, we can expand and collapse windows. Let's suppose that we have more results. My translation memory is brand new, but you will be getting more and more. So maybe you want to have a small window like the one that I'm looking at, but you may also need certain information immediately visible for you. So what we can do is come to settings, and decide exactly what we need to see at a glance. So this time, what I want to show you is, what I missed is you can pin metadata. So here, for example, I have the resource name. As we can see, we have my translation memory, the name of my translation memory, but I could also want to see immediately the name of the document from where this segment came from. So let's apply. And this time we will be able to see immediately the translation memory and the document name. Once more, let's remember that memoQ will store your preferences so that you don't have to do it over and over again. And of course, well, one of the most requested features, yay, export translated document. Let's do it. Let's export it. And I will show it to you in a second. It's there. It's the fourth one, as you can see. And there it is. It will open in a second. And let me bring it to the screen. There it is. So we were careful with tags. We were careful with the formatting of the document, and so everything looks good. Okay, so that was for. Well, let me deliver my document so that we can complete our translation. Our project manager will be very happy that we were really quick this time. I got it. And there we go. So now we will become translators working in the future. And we will take a look at version 12.1 to be able to see the differences. Okay, so let me just switch to a different server. Let's close this one. There we go. And let me access. Okay, and I have my project here. So let's take a look. Here I have two documents. We will see the same so that we can see the differences. Okay, it's done. As you can see, it's basically the same. And what I want to show you here is we now know about the landmarks. We had 5 landmarks. We had the banner area, we had the navigation, we had the filters. We also had the detail, the detailed information, and we also have the sidebar. But now we also have one more. We have the progress bar below. So let's take a look and see what we have. We have the progress, the percentage progress. This is the number of words, by the way. And then we have the percentage. Then we have the segments. We have the kinds, the status, the ones that are empty, the ones that are pre-translated. And we can even see the length and the position of my cursor in a certain segment. Okay, so that is something that is new and that is really useful. I do use it a lot to basically track my progress. So that is one thing. Now we are looking at the reference files. And one thing that was requested by one of our super users is the possibility to filter them. Because when we get multilingual projects, you can have a huge list of reference files, and it may be a little cumbersome to find the ones that you need, not the ones from other languages. So what you can do now is filter them. You can filter by name, as you can see. You can filter by type, or the one that I find more convenient, filter by language. So that now I can go directly to Spanish and see all the ones that are for Spanish. Okay, so this is also new for version 12.1. We also have the possibility to use track changes. So right now I will turn on track changes. And if I start using them, let me just move this. Okay, and if I start using the track changes, let me just show you. There we go. Well, we can see that we can show all the changes, show my changes only, or show the final, which sometimes is more comfortable to not see all the barred text. But let's take a look one second. And well, one important improvement was that you can now accept them all. So let's go and here we could find previous, find next, and we could, there we go. We could accept the change. So let's suppose that, well, okay, if in Spanish it's not okay to put the uppercase, then let's accept the change. And there we go. Let's remember that we can always see the final. There it is. Okay, that is also new. And one thing that I really love about this, and I may have already given it away. Let me just turn the track changes off. And well, we also want to see the filtering options that we have right now. Let me just take a look. I'm sorry, it's just I lost them. Well, what I can do is default layout. There it is. And okay, let me show it to you in the other document, because as you can see, this is brand new and I am getting familiar with this interface as well. So what I will do is show it to you in the other document. Let's take a look. There we go. Well, first of all, let's take a look once again at the status bar here, at the progress status bar, and we can see context IDs. Yay. So if you're not familiar, this is something that is really used by our gaming clients. They need to be able to see the context ID. And so right now, here it is really visible there. And we also wanted to see the filters. So I showed you before in version 12 how we had introduced filtering options, but basically they were, well, limited. This time, let me show you that we have advanced filters. You may already notice that I was using regular expressions. Let me turn them off so that we can see this little by little. Well, I can filter by source and target text. I can search in tags as well. I can search in comments and I can search in context IDs. So let's take a look and see context IDs and source and target. And let's take a look and search for the word item. Okay. So you see, this is selected. As you can see, the word item is not appearing on the source text, but on the context ID. So right now I know that all these segments have this very context ID. But maybe I also want to search in the source, the target, the comments maybe as well. So let's take a look and search for mentor. Okay, let's apply. And there we go. We have one segment where it is appearing on the source. We also have this section where it is appearing here in the context. And this one, it's also the context ID. Okay. I think I had one. It's just give me some time. I think I had one where the comment was also appearing. No. Well, it's not appearing on the. Okay, let's see. Okay. No. Okay, well, you could also use it to search for text within the comments. Okay, so that's that. And the last part I want to show you with the advanced filtering options is, of course, the regular expressions. Now, if you're not familiar with them, it's sequence of text that will match certain text patterns. Let's think of phone numbers, for example, where you will always have the same number groups. And so regular expression would be able to find all those, for example. Okay, so now that I clicked on use regex, as you may have noticed, the letters changed, the fonts changed to indicate that you're using regex. Basically, that means that the text will not be taken literally, but it will look for patterns. And so what I can do is search for something very simple, because I'm no expert. Let's look for any digits everywhere. Let's use everywhere. Let's apply, and we will be able to see, sorry, I didn't clear all the filters. Let's go once again. And now, there we go. So we will be able to see all the segments that have numbers, not only on the source, but of course also on the context ID, or if we have comments, or depending on the options that you chose. So that is that. And yeah, just to mention some more things, you can also use the filtering criteria. This is something that may be already familiar to you. You can check the changes, and you can also look at the tags. So as you can see, this is really powerful. So this is version 12.1. And right now, let me go back to my PowerPoint and show you some things of version 12.2 and later, so that you know basically the roadmap and what is coming. So this is something that I wanted to have there. So as a recap, we saw that we already have advanced filters. We have advanced find and replace. Yes, I forgot to mention that we can now join and split segments. Bear with me. Let me just go back to this one, because this is super important to me. This is a game changer. I will use Control J, as you know, that's the code, and there we go. It's done. One more thing that I like about the editor is that I can always use Control Z if I made a mistake. There we go. And so we can also see that, yeah, there it is there. So it's good to recap, because if I forget, then we will be able to see it yet. We also have the display context IDs, as we saw on the progress bar. That is also showing here. We have accept and reject track changes. And well, we have the custom logo possibility as well. And now what is that we can expect now? Well, we can expect the views. The first one being glue documents together. We will see a screenshot in a second. We will soon see the Antidote integration. This is something that was really requested. Antidote, as you know, is a grammar and spell checker, and there will be the integration again. We will also be able to see the possibility to create full term-based entries, the possibility to replace all. I will show it in a second. We can also see the option to keep active row in the middle. I will explain that as well. And select tag display format in compare boxes. So let's go and take a look. So here we can see the view. You may notice that 2 documents are selected, and we will have the possibility to create a view out of those documents. This is something that is really useful in cases where, for example, you have tiny documents that you want to translate all at once. Well, to benefit from auto-propagation maybe, but also just for the comfort of not having to open documents over and over. Okay, Antidote integration. As I mentioned, we don't have a screenshot, I believe, but we do have one for create term-based entry. So you may have noticed that for now we have what we called quick term-based entry, which means just source and target. But now we will be able to create a full entry from the web, the way we do on the desktop, from the web as well. Okay. We will be able to search for words and replace all, as you can see. So here we are replacing game in everywhere. And you can see here, it's replace all. It's there. Okay, let's go to next. Okay, so we will have the possibility to always have the segment that we are working on in the middle, so that you will be able to visualize the context, the segment before and the segment next to it. Then we also have the select tag display format in compare boxes. This is something that as solution engineers, we discussed a lot with my colleague Ines. Ines, if you're there, hey. We discussed a lot because sometimes it's not useful to see those long tags, the long tag format in compare boxes. It may be too much. But in certain cases, some other colleagues mentioned that for architects and for localization engineers, it may be important to be able to compare the tag content. So they may use it. What this means is because of the different use cases we have, we needed to give users the possibility to decide how they want to look at compare boxes. I, for one, use a short format, but you will be free to decide. And that would be it for me. We are at the 45 minutes, 40-something minute limit. And thank you so much for all the attention and the interest that this memoQ editor raised. And now I think that we can go with the Q&A. Helga?
Yes, thank you so much, Luz, for this very informative presentation. I can see that we already have many questions. Thank you for that. Yes. So the next one is, when we add terms, can we enter extra metadata?
Not for now. Not for now. That will come in version 12.2, I believe. If not, you can expect it the first half of 2026.
Thank you. Next question. Is it possible to change the size or font of TM match results to fit more information on screen?
Let me see if I understand the question. Let me share my screen. Well, you can, for this, we can use whichever version. So what I am not sure I understand. We can see it's the translation memory size, not the size exactly. What you can do is expand or collapse your results. I don't know if, I mean, this does help to be able to see more matches, but I can check that for you. Specifically the font, I am not sure. What I can say for now is that you can expand them and collapse them.
Thank you. Next question. Can regular expressions be used to filter segments, for example, to find all segments with numbers and so on?
Yes. In version 12.1, it's already available. And I have one more piece of information to you. If you want to test it, we can arrange something for you. So please feel free to contact us and you will be able to check it out. And just to make sure I'm clear, yes, the possibility to filter segments with using regex is available, as I showed, in version 12.1, beginning of January 2026.
Thank you. Next question, also about regex. Can regex be used for filtering?
Yes, I think we were able to see it, but just to make sure, as you can see, we have regex here. You can come to advanced filters, as I showed, and you would be able to look for, I'm using something simple, but there we go. So, yes.
Thank you. Next question. Are the quality assurance issues categories the same as the desktop editor? Can they be personalized?
The categories are the same as a desktop editor, and they can be personalized within the desktop for now. I can check if this will be available on the web as well. I'm sure it will be, but I'm not sure when. So yes, it's the same, and they can be personalized from the desktop.
Thank you. Next question. Can you also select and pin metadata / fields from the term base?
No, I don't think so. Let me check. Let's go, by the way, I forgot to mention the favicon. Here it is. But let's go to the previous. Now that we have that, I know that we have time. Let's take a look at the previous. There it is. And let me go and open my task. Okay, and where are we? Okay, and I think I had included. No, pinning is not available. What you can do is collapse and expand the result as well, but no, you cannot pin the data. I don't think you can do it on 12. Let's check together if that's okay. Did I add something? No. Let's add it. I'm testing with you. We're testing together. Add terms now. And let's take a look. No, it's the same. You can expand or collapse, but you cannot pin it. Pinning is great, right? But it seems it's only available on concordance.
Thank you. Next question. Can we restore several errors of a certain type of error or all errors altogether so that to recheck from scratch?
Well, what you would need to do in that case is use the quality assurance filters. So if we come to QA issues, we would need to change to all the ones that are ignored, and there you would be able to restore them. Not all at once, though.
Thank you. Next question. Can segments be logged or unlogged?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next one. Can an xliff file be exported as well, and can PM block it?
As far as I know, xliffs can be exported as well. Let me make sure. I want to get back to you on this one. xliffs, I'm writing that down. I will test later. And can a PM block it? Yes, a PM can block it. Let me also show you something. I may have gone too quickly, but if we take a look at my task details, I showed, I think, the task rules. Yes. So here you can export a translated document. It says yes, which also means that it could say no, because the project manager can decide to block all exports. Be it an xliff, if that's possible, or a Word document.
Thank you. Next question. Is it possible to use more than one filter for reference files?
I don't think so. Let me see where I am at. I am in Fusion, so this is where we have the reference files. I think you need to select, no, you can just select one filter. You cannot select two.
Thank you. Next one. If we accept the change, Can we revert it if we realize it should not have been accepted? I think you've already answered that, but just
yes, I think I answered that. It's just yes.
Thank you. Next one. Can regex be used also in search and replace?
Can regex be used also in search and replace? I don't think so for now. I can check for you if this will be available in 12.2.
Thank you. Next question. Is there a possibility to create views of more documents in the web editor?
To create a view of more documents?
Yes.
So the first one, the views are coming. They are coming. The first one that will be available in the first semester of 2026 is gluing documents together. So basically creating a full big mama of several small documents. I'm not sure if that is the question.
Next one. Can translators add TMs and TBs hosted on other memoQ servers to their projects?
No.
All right. Next one. Where can I find a list of all keyboard shortcuts?
In our website, and we can definitely send that for you. I can see this is Natalia asking. So if you reach out, we can definitely send you the list. It's in our website. But just in case, let me just share with you here my email. You can see it there, and I will be happy to share the list of shortcuts.
Thank you. The next one. Have filters been implemented for go to next settings?
Have filters been implemented for go to next settings? I need to get back to you on that one, Christopher.
All right. The next one. Will there be any plans to implement the edit source segment feature?
Edit source is already there. I'm very happy of this question because it's already there. Let me see where I am. Edit source. There we go. So I am on version 12.1 and it's already there. I can change the source already. Thank you for asking. This is something super important, I know. And let me check. I think it's already possible to do it from, nope. Edit source, it's there. So it's already there from version 12. Sorry, gotta be tired. But yeah, it's there from already in version 12 and of course in 12.1 and on.
Thank you. Next question. Maybe I missed it, but is there any option to run QA checks across files? If not, are there any plans to consider this option later?
Run QA checks across files. If not, I don't think there is the possibility to do it on the editor. So I would, Heike, I would encourage you to go to the AHA portal, to the ideas portal, to add it as a suggestion.
Thank you. Next question. Is it possible to edit QA settings?
Is it possible to edit QA settings? Yes, from the desktop.
Thank you. Next one. Can you do a term search?
Can you do a term search? From the editor, I don't believe so just yet.
Thank you. Next question. Can I use the filter to exclude repetitions?
The filter to exclude repetitions. Yes, well, with repetitions, you can use the sorting to be able to, I'm not sure if exclude, but at least order repetitions. And in the filters section, let me see if we clear the filters and go to advanced filters. You would like to remind me, the match rates, filter 4. Basically, so you want to filter them out. Well, you would be able to select all other categories to filter a certain category out. So that's the answer. I can see one, the first one that I can see, Helga, I'm not sure if we missed that one, the green G icon 4, that is Grammarly. That is the integration with Grammarly.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to, sorry.
That's okay.
Question. Yeah, Grammarly is always there everywhere if you use it, so it pops up.
Yeah.
Right. And we have time for one more question, and then we will answer all of them later in writing. So, Luz, you can choose one if you would like to.
Angela says, I think the presentation went too fast for me. How do I export the translation? How do I do track changes? Angela, sorry about that. Yeah, we are always limited in time, but you will get the recording as well. Let me answer those two questions live right now. Where do you export the translation? Here in document, you will be able to see export translated document. Okay, and how do you use track changes? This would be available on version 12.1, and you can come to tools and here turn on track changes. That's how.
Thank you so much. And with that, we arrived at the top of our hour. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us today. Thank you, Luz, for this presentation again. And before we would leave, I would like to share one more informational thing with you. I would like to kindly ask you that if you have time, please review us on G2, as it is no secret that we value our users' feedback a lot. Here is the QR code through which you can do that. Thank you if you do so. And with that, we would like to thank you for your attention. We hope that this webinar was useful for you, and we also hope that we will see you at one of our next webinars soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.